also have our National Senior Games team. They're in black shirts, wrong color for today, but give us a wave. National Senior Games team. We also have our, there's a bunch of city departments, if not every city department here, working on Senior Games. City folks, give us a wave too. Nice. And we also got to give special shout outs to our city councilor and participant in the Senior Games. He's trying to just be a participant, shying away from the camera. Brad Winter. Go for the golden pole vault, 10 feet. All right. So here in Albuquerque, we're going to hear a couple things about today. We're going to hear from some representatives from the Senior Games. We're going to do an unveiling of our big announcement, and we're also going to hear from Visit Albuquerque. Now, to start off, a couple of things I want to share with you. As a reminder, if folks didn't know, the Senior Games is coming very, very soon. June 14th to 25th right here in Albuquerque. And we are activating numerous city facilities all across, actually, Bernalillo County and beyond to work on these games. We are also actively working with a bunch of businesses for their support, and we continue to have numerous sponsorship opportunities available. And you can see anyone from the city after our Senior Games about that, but there's great ways to both donate food, to volunteer. It's a great way to come together as a company to help support our city in a fun way. And there's also ways to just sponsor, because there are a lot of athletes coming in from out of state who want to buy your products. And so you should sponsor and tell them all about what you can do for them. We're also going to try and get them to move here to Albuquerque. And that's why Visit ABQ is going to speak in a little bit. So putting on an event of this size really does take coming together as one Albuquerque. And everyone that I just mentioned, whether it's different departments, nonprofit sector, our participants, all coming together to make this a reality is very, very important. As a reminder, this is going to be the largest event that our state has ever hosted other than the Balloon Fiesta. So this is a huge deal from a volume perspective and truly takes us all coming together, even the state of New Mexico pitching in. And so we appreciate the funding they provided in the last legislative session to help support the Senior Games and some of their facilities. And I think we're also going to be asking for their public safety folks to help out a little bit too. So with that, what I want to do to hear a perspective from the National Senior Games Association. The CEO of the National Senior Games is here with us today, Mark Ricker. Mark, tell us what you got to say.
Thank you, Mayor Keller. It is hard to imagine. It was July 16th, 2016. We were standing right here in front of the convention center, and that was the day we were unveiling that Albuquerque was selected to host the games in 2019. So it's been a long time working in a process, and Mayor Keller said, the beauty behind this is really what it says, one Albuquerque. We have seen that on every trip that we've come to. We've seen all the department heads working together, all the volunteers that are coming together, the community. We are so welcomed when we come into town. We know our athletes are going to have a fantastic time here. As Mayor Keller said, June 14th to 25th. All events are free to come out and watch and experience. Volunteer opportunities are still available. And right here we are in Civic Plaza on June 15th. We will be doing our flame arrival ceremony and have other special events going on during the time we are here. So there's a lot of things that are going on. We're encouraging everybody to come out, take part in it, witness, and most importantly, meet these athletes, these amazing athletes that are here representing the state of New Mexico. New Mexico has the most amount of athletes competing in the games. In 2017, they had 220 represented the state, and now they will have 1,516. I do want to also make note that the youngest athlete, Larry Johnson, is checking in at 99 years of age. I was going to put him on the spot, and I am, because I want to hear a few words from Larry.
My advice to everybody is just to keep moving, keep moving, keep moving.
And that is the words of a true senior athlete. Keep moving. We talk about, it's all about the fitness, the fun, and the fellowship between the athletes and everybody else involved. Again, we thank the city, we thank Tanya, the CBB team, we thank the long-term aging with Anna, her team, all the teams, Gary's team with Parks and Rec. I mean, everybody has been phenomenal. We are so excited to be here. Our athletes, I know, are going to be welcome. This morning we got out and experienced your growers market. We walked down to see that, 2 blocks from here. We know the railroad market, is a few blocks the other way. There are so many great activities going on in the city that our athletes are so excited to be here. So again, thank you for everything you have done for us, Mayor Keller.
Okay, so we have some very, very exciting news for you. And, the games, where we think about the Olympics, the senior games, it's all about breaking records. And it's really not, it's about participation. But, we like to celebrate records and medals too. So we are going to celebrate a very, very big record that we have broken. So to do that, we're going to kind of unveil it. So, ready? Yeah, drum roll, etc. So grab the top, I guess. Oh, bottom up. All right. I've never done this before. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Woo! So check this out. So that's right, we'll give the official number here. You guys can read it there. So Albuquerque has now broken the national record for senior games attendance. 13,712 athletes. We'd like to officially give Orlando the silver medal because we just broke their record. So very, very exciting. Congratulations to everyone. Of course, New Mexico, a big chunk of that. But this is very, very cool, and we hope this record stands for a long time. And that number is probably even going to get a tiny bit higher before we start. So thank you so much to everyone who made this a reality. This is a reflection of our city, all our efforts, of the National Senior Games folks and all they do to promote the games conceptually. I also think it's due to the Star Trek font they use for the senior games. Insider joke, but I think it's true. So anyway, this is really, really cool for us. And part of what we want to do, because we are breaking this record, is capture as much as we can from every one of those athletes who's going to spend time in the Duke City. And so this is going to be, as I mentioned, the biggest event our city hosts, other than the Balloon Fiesta, that anyone can remember. So this is going to be a big deal, and I think you're going to see all over throughout town a reminder that there are dozens and dozens of events all over the city, even Coche de Pueblo, even some of our other Pueblo facilities, especially the golf courses. This is going to be a central New Mexico Games, and very, very exciting for, I think, everyone in central New Mexico and the state. So to share more about how this is going to impact our city and how we're going to work with those athletes, the CEO of Visit Albuquerque, our city's tourism firm and department and everything in between, the CEO of Visit Albuquerque, Tanya Armenta. Tanya.
Thank you, Mayor. Visit Albuquerque is just honored to be a partner of the National Senior Games. Proud to support Mayor Keller and his team in preparing for it and ensuring that it's going to be very successful. It's really been an honor to work with Mark and his team from the National Senior Games as well. So as was mentioned, record-breaking attendance. So these 13,712 athletes, of course, are not coming alone. They are bringing friends and family with them, and there are great stories about how there's multi-generational people come here very, very proud to watch their grandparents, their parents participate. And so with that, I can tell you that, again, this is a very conservative number, but we're looking at least 25 to 30,000 people that'll be here over the course of those 12 days. To give you a scope of the complexity of this event, it's held at so many venues across the city and the region, as the mayor mentioned. 27 hotels are in the official room block, and there's also additional hotels that have already seen bookings. So you have 27 hotel rooms in an official room block, many other hotels that have already had bookings, and the other phenomenal thing that we've seen is the pace of short-term rentals. So our short-term rentals, we know we have over 1,000 short-term rentals, over 1,500 short-term rentals. Many of those are already booked for National Senior Games as well. So really various segments of the industry that are going to be impacted: hotels, restaurants, attractions, all the experiences around the city. As the mayor said, the other thing to keep in mind is that when these people come here, this is an opportunity. This is like a first date. Hopefully not a first date for everyone. Hopefully some of these people have already been here, and we know we have a really strong showing of New Mexicans. But this is also an opportunity for ancillary, for spin-off effects from this. And so we know that this is a great place to retire. There's a lot of efforts that are being done in the community to bring more retirees to New Mexico. And so we're excited about that opportunity as well. This first date to really wow them and to make sure that it goes very, very well. So with all of that, we use an industry calculator for all events that happen in Albuquerque that we're associated with. I can tell you that calculator says that, and this is super conservative, says that the direct spending number for this event is $17 million. Now that's not an economic impact number, that's $17 million in direct spending that will come from this event. And then the Department of Workforce Solutions, I know, has run an economic impact survey on it, and indicates it's about $34 million in economic impact. So that rollover factor, that'll happen as well. That just underlines what a phenomenal event it is for the city, for the region, and for the state. We know they'll get out and travel beyond Albuquerque. So again, just a phenomenal event for the city. We're looking forward. Our industry, the hospitality industry, has been gearing up for this for quite some time. And with the entire community that's participating as volunteers and all the partner organizations, we know we're going to make it the best games yet. Thank you.
Okay, now we want to share with you a little bit about what the city's going through to pull this off. And I want to preface it that there's a tiny line item buried in the budget to help fund the senior games. So reminder, City Council, Brad, we're going to need your help on that one. But to explain why we do need to fund some particular things to be able to capture all of those dollars that Tanya spoke about, and to speak to what the city's doing to get ready, is our COO and champion of the Senior Games, Lawrence Rayo.
Thank you, everyone. So let me just begin by saying that that we are really super excited, as the mayor has already indicated, about hosting these events. But putting an event of this magnitude is a pretty amazing process. Not only does it require all of the city departments to come together and work together to make this program or these events happen, we're also working with Sandoval County, with the Pueblo of Santa Ana, Sandia, and Cochiti, where some of these events will take place. And then even further north, the county of Santa Fe and the Las Campanas area, the neighborhood up there, will be another venue for another one of these events. So as the mayor said, this is all of central New Mexico. And from our department's perspective, we've put together a tiger team of sorts that has all of the departments within the city working together. Everyone from our refuse department, solid waste department, that will be responsible for making sure that all our facilities and all our venues are clean before and after the games. But to our folks in our finance department, that will be working to make sure that all of the vendors that are helping support the program are involved. The University of New Mexico is helping us with medical services and coordinating all the medical services. So that, for example, at every one of these venues, we need to have a medical team there. We need to have tents to serve folks food so that so our athletes can be well nourished and ready to participate, and ensuring that we have all the coordination for all the transportation. So this is as I would say, a Herculean effort to try and get everyone put together. And I will tell you that all our departments have really stepped up. And most important, we've had a lot of community volunteers. Something that the mayor and the first lady have been talking about for over the past year, about volunteering to come together as one Albuquerque. We have close to 5,000 volunteers already signed up to help man everything from our food areas at the venues to helping coordinate the village operations, if you will, or the hub for the senior games will be right behind us here at the convention center. we have volunteers all over the city and still looking for more. So if any of you want to spend some fun time with some amazing people from New Mexico and from all over the country, quite frankly, some parts of most of the world, please come and help us and volunteer for this tremendous event. I want to thank Ana Sanchez, who is our Director of Senior Affairs, and Anthony Romero. Where's Anthony? Right here. And their staff for all the work. They have been at this for many, many months, just getting everything set up, and they've done a tremendous job, and it's really a credit to their professionalism and to the work that they've done. Of course, visit ABQ and Tanya and her group, who helped actually go out and recruit this event to come to Albuquerque, and they are well involved with us as well in helping us coordinate many of the programs that need to happen. So with that being said, let me just take a moment to thank some of our other sponsors that are helping with this effort. Of course, as the mayor mentioned earlier, Governor Lujan Grisham was very instrumental in getting some funding from the state legislature to help support the cost of the senior games, along with many of our legislators, and so they supported that effort. Obviously, Visit ABQ has done a tremendous job. Haverland Carter Life Plan Communities, La Vida Llena, and the neighborhood in Rio Rancho have all been supportive. UNM Health Science Center, again, providing a lot of the medical treatment, a lot of the medical connections that we need to make sure our athletes are healthy and survive the high altitude and the warm weather of New Mexico. Presbyterian Healthcare Systems as well has been very supportive. New Mexico Gas Company has been very supportive, and we thank them for their help. And then the Hyatt Regency is also helping tremendously with the hospitality end of our program. As the mayor mentioned, our community really needs to come together. This is an opportunity for us to show the rest of the country what it's all about, living in the land of enchantment and being one Albuquerque and equally one New Mexico. So please, if you want to volunteer, please contact our folks. And for those of you who want to just go out and watch the games, all of these venues are open to the public so that you can go out there and cheer these folks on and give them the support that they need. So with that, I'll turn it back to the mayor, and thank you all for being here this morning.
Also, we're gathering more sponsors by the week, and I also want to mention one of our newest, P&M. Thank you so much. Okay, so I think what we're going to do now is we'll take a few questions. Obviously, if any of our participants are up for it, feel free to talk to them. It's their choice, and we can do it in the shade probably. And so before we do that too, I want to thank, our state does this every year at a state level. So our state senior Olympics, most of them are in the yellow shirts. CC, thank you. All right, so we will see you at the games, and congratulations on breaking the record. Thank you so much.